Welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, June 27th, 2019. I am Yvette Boynes with the details. Today is celebrated as National and Regional HIV Testing Day, and Vincentians are being encouraged to get tested to know their status. Today, members of the HIV/AIDS unit were at Little Tokyo conducting rapid HIV testing as well as demonstrating proper condom use. AIDS coordinator for public sector entities Winfield Tannis Abbott said testing is an important element in the fight against HIV. He said persons who get tested receive counseling before and after the testing.
It is very important because we can now say that rapid testing is not like when you will have to wait a day or two. As soon as you get your finger prick, the test is done, the next 30 minutes you will get your result. But while all of that is going on, you will be counseled in the process. So you will have the pre-counseling and the post-counseling. The pre-counseling is to find out information about you so that it's best, we will be able to best guide you after you finish doing the test. If you get a positive or negative result, then we can do the post-counseling to tell you, continue what you're doing. If you are negative, we'll advise you have one people partner. If you can't, always protect yourself at all costs.
Tannis Abbott gave the assurance that one's HIV status will be kept confidential. He also highlighted where persons can get a rapid HIV test.
I can tell them, be assured that your business stays where you will have shared the information. We do not go further with it. Everyone up at the National AIDS Secretariat, we are sworn to confidentiality. We don't have a choice because we cannot say who was tested and is HIV positive or negative. And also you can go to the St. Vincent Planned Parenthood Association. You can also go to the ID clinic in Rose Place. That's the infectious disease clinic. They also do HIV testing, and also you can be tested at family planning. That's upstairs the medical building down at sanitation as well. So I'm encouraging everyone, don't wait until this day, National HIV Testing Day, but do it every day. I'm encouraging everyone, find a day and go and get tested, because it is better knowing your status than not knowing at all.
The AIDS coordinator for public sector entities said today's activity was a success as many persons came forward to get tested and learn the importance of safe sex.
Long run, you will be happy when you have a negative result, and because of the traffic that passes through here on a regular basis, we just thought it was fitting to be here. But our next plan will be on the Leeward bus stop, because also as well they have a very heavy traffic as well, and thus far the response has been tremendous. People are coming to ask for condom, ask about information, and more so they are having their HIV test done. Our hashtag is your sexual health is your responsibility, and as we say, Vinci Mars, catch the vibes, not the virus. Your sexual health is your responsibility.
Two persons who got tested today considered the activity as important and encouraged other Vincentians to get tested.
So they sharing anything, I mean, come and check yourself. You're clean now, you know? Come out, people, come out. Alright. Yes. New status, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I was looking at the TV and I saw this guy come up and he said they're going to have a free AIDS test today at the Sandyville bus terminal, and I decided, well, I will come and have a test, and I done it, and it's already done, and it's very good enough for me.
Meanwhile, persons are being reminded that a positive diagnosis for HIV and AIDS is not a death sentence. Speaking in his capacity as the chair of the Caribbean Regional Network of People Living with and Affected by HIV and AIDS, CRN+, Winfield Tannis Abbott said the HIV epidemic in the region has been stable over the last decade, with a reported prevalence rate of just 1.3%. He said while HIV Testing Day serves as a means of encouraging persons to get tested to know their status, it also serves as a means of providing support to those living with and affected by the disease.
happy there's an entire day to observe and facilitate nationwide HIV testing. I view this day as another perfect opportunity in offering continuous support to people living with and affected by HIV. Therefore, we will be arming ourselves with information and knowledge that will help fight HIV and stigma associated with the disease worldwide. This seeks to raise awareness about the importance of HIV testing, prevention, early diagnosis, and treatment for HIV. Everyone has a status. Knowing is always better.
Tanis Abbott said there is no need for persons to be afraid of getting tested, adding that persons are living longer with the disease due to advances in modern technology.
The only way to know for sure whether you have HIV is to get tested. That's why I'm encouraging everyone to take the test, take control. It is necessary to highlight that being diagnosed with HIV is not a death sentence. Due to significant improvements in care and treatment, today people living with HIV are living longer. We encourage HIV testing not only today, National HIV Testing Day, but every available day. Take the test and take control of your life.
Goods and services in SVG can now be inspected for quality assurance with the establishment of a certification unit at the SVG Bureau of Standards. The unit was launched today and will ensure that certain requirements and standards are met by manufacturing companies and individuals offering products and services. Director of SVG Bureau of Standards Ezra Ledger explained the process, which will enable business operators to receive certificates of conformity.
Once all of the documentation are submitted, then there's an assessment of the documentation to see that, and it's benchmarked against your product or the operation of your system. Then we do site visit inspection. The site visit inspection could include testing, inspection, label verification, and even reviewing of your management record, because certification has to be a decision made by management. Okay. Once this is done, obviously, and we have ticked all of the mark within the checklist for the applicable standard, whether it's GMP, GAP, etc. Then, wow, you're congratulated, you issue a certificate of conformity, and it is not, unlike most of the parameters within the quality infrastructure, quality assurance, it's not a destination.
The Bureau of Standards will be working closely with regulatory bodies, and Ledger further noted that periodic inspections and assessments will be carried out. Hence, companies are advised to keep proper documentation, which is critical to not having their certificate revoked. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Raymond Ryan, highlighted the many benefits of receiving certification.
It is perceived to bring economic returns by facilitating market access. The scheme indirectly allows certified organizations to communicate a business strategy of sustainable management to their customers. This strategy helps in maintaining the competitiveness of the company, especially in niche markets. It also assures that producers, especially those from developing countries, are given a fair share of sale of their products. There have been cases of middlemen earning big cuts.
Meanwhile, Minister of Agriculture Saboto Caesar cautioned the Bureau of Standards not to be in a hurry to assess products and services for certification, as there is need for proper dissemination of information and awareness of the new certification units.
It is going to take time, and we cannot rush our producers to get with the new trend overnight. because the cost for boxes is a whole different cost than the cost for the sacks. It's in some instances $2 more or $3 more. So there's going to be a need for the unit to have an extensive program of training and public relations with our farmers, our fishers, and importantly, I also want to recognize the presence of the Ministry of Tourism here, because when we speak about standards and certification, we're not only speaking about agriculture and fisheries, we're also speaking about industry, and we are speaking about tourism as well.
The Bureau of Standards in the meantime, however, will continue to check on labels and conduct inspections on businesses as per normal. Upon the successful culmination of Exercise Trade Winds 2019 Phase 2, the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, the SVG-TV, is now the beneficiary of a donation made by Major Wainwright of the Royal Bermuda Regiment, the RBR. The donation, which consists of a quantity of body armor covers, helmets and shields, was handed over yesterday at the Old Montrose Police Lecture Hall. Receiving the items on behalf of the SVG Police Force, Commissioner of Police Colin John stated that he is very elated to have established a newfound partnership with the Royal Bermuda Regiment. The Commissioner thanked Major Wright on behalf of the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and more specifically the members of the SVG-TV for the donation. In delivering brief remarks, Major Wright said the Royal Bermuda Regiment's visit to SVG to participate in trade winds was an enjoyable and rewarding one, and that his delegation totally enjoyed working alongside their Vincentian counterparts. He said this is the reason why it was so easy for the RBR to make the donation to assist the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force in carrying out its mandate. As a token of appreciation, Commissioner of Police John presented the RBR with a plaque from the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. Visitor arrivals to SVG for the first 5 months of 2019 have increased by 7.1%. A news release from the SVG Tourism Authority said provisional figures for the period January to May show that just about 233,000 visitors came to SVG for the year thus far, compared with just under 218 in 2018. The authority further pointed out that arrivals by air also increased by 7.1%, with a total of 36,775 thus far, compared with 34,335 for the corresponding period last year. The Canadian market is said to have registered the greatest increase for stayover arrivals, with an increase of 16.9%, while the USA market registered an increase of 11.4%, followed by the UK market with an increase of 10%. In a recent interview with SVGTV News, Minister of Tourism, Sports and Culture Cecile Sesmaki said most flights are reportedly booked for the carnival season, and it is expected to continue after the season, with additional events taking place in the country soon after. Minister Mackey said the booked flights augurs well for the country's tourism product.
From all indications from the airlines, both the international carriers and also from the regional carrier, Liat and Air Canada Rouge, American Airlines and Caribbean Airlines, the flights are pretty much booked, packed for the carnival season. We heard from persons basically complaining that they can't get seats in because basically everybody wants to fly direct. They prefer to fly direct, and only if they don't have an option, then they will go to flying to other countries of the region.
Last year, for the carnival season, there was just over 16,000 arrivals recorded, and Minister Mackey is optimistic that this year's arrivals will surpass the last year's figure. Just after carnival, there are a number of events planned which will also boost the visitor arrivals. They include the Caribbean Tourism Organization, the CTO International Conference, and the Emancipation Month celebrations.
Week of July, first week of August, we will welcome just over 30 Garifuna people from the region to St. Vincent and the Grenadines for a packed week of activities, which would include workshops throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines, cultural performances, and their visit will coincide, of course, with the 1st of August, Emancipation Day. We'd have a massive event out at Chateauguay National Park, and we'd coincide with that activity the launch of the Sports Against Crime initiative here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So a lot being delivered to the nation as we celebrate 40, and I think it's a fitting way for us to celebrate so many achievements across the length and breadth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines across all sectors.
The Fancy Government School held their graduation ceremony yesterday for 10 of its students who will be moving on to secondary school in September. The graduation ceremony was held under the theme, Reaching Towards Our Destiny, at the Fancy International Pentecostal Assembly. In his brief remarks, Principal of the Fancy Government School, Colbert Bowens, said he is proud of all the achievements the students have made and continue to make academically and otherwise.
Most outstanding male performer in primary school performing arts, Prince of Christopher. Best skit in the primary school performing arts festival. We are proud to be one of 7 schools in the finals of the primary school public speaking competition. We are proud to have advanced to the semi-finals of the primary school netball competition. We are proud to have been winners of the first ever St. Mary's Spiritual Baptist Church General Knowledge Quiz, which was held for schools above the river. We are proud to be one of 7 schools in the finals of the primary school mathematics competition. And we are very proud today to have our first achievement of a 100% in any subject area in the CPEA, in Christy Williams gaining 100% for social studies.
Bowens encouraged the students to continue to work hard no matter where they are planted in life.
To one Mr. Colvin Coolidge, nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than an unsuccessful man with talent. Genius will not. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are important to get you there. Teachers and parents, I urge us to continue to encourage, to continue to encourage and support our children. They need all the guidance we can give them.
Education officer responsible for exams, Kenley John, congratulated the students on their overall performance at this year's CPEA.
Recently you did the CPEA assessment, and I must congratulate the school for the overall performance. I think it's close to 90%. I congratulate you on that. And it shows the commitment of the staff, the grade 6 teachers, but we not only want to recognize the grade 6 teachers, but the entire staff, because the preparation for the CPEA is from kindergarten. They are the teachers who set the foundation so that these students can perform at the CPEA level. All right? Now, to the parents, I must congratulate you, parents of the graduates. Thanks for your support through the years at the primary level. And we encourage that you continue that support.
Meanwhile, featured speaker at the graduation ceremony, SVG-TV's news editor Rochelle Batiste encouraged the graduates to always think big as they pursue their dreams.
If I can do it, any one of you can do it. All right? Any one of you can do it. Just continue to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Support each other. Fancy, you rally around your children. Once you see they have determination, once you see they want to read somewhere, you rally around them, you support them no matter what. Always think big. You've heard the principal said it before. You understand? Big things can come out of Fancy. Big things can come out of Obia. Big things can come out of Overly River. Alright? Right. So we underestimate ourselves. Don't ever underestimate yourself, and don't ever think that you can't do it. So make it a habit to spend a little time, few minutes out of your day, right? Thinking, what is it that I want to be? And then you think about, how do I get there? And you work towards it.
The valedictory speech was delivered by Christy Williams, who received the Most Outstanding Student Award. Williams gained 100% in Social Studies for CPEA. Carnival Beat is coming right up.
All right.
17 junior steel orchestras will be participating in this year's Junior Pan Fest this Sunday, June 30th at the Victoria Park. Vinlec is again the main sponsor of the event. President of the Yulu Pan movement, Onika Morgan, said 11 of the bands will compete in the schools category and 6 in the community category. The Barrelly Primary School is entering the competition this year for the first time.
Grenadines, Union Island, and we have 2 contingents from the Union Island. We have from the Leeward side down to North Stars, that's the Rosebank area. On the Windward side, we have the South Rivers Methodist Steel Orchestra, that's the primary school. Sorry, we have as far as the Sandy Bay Secondary Steel Orchestra coming. We have the Maraqua Government School, that's from the Maraqua Valley. And of course the Panorama Champs, the St. Vincent Girls High School from Kingstown, along with the C.W. Prescott School. First in the competition would be, first time in the competition would be the Barrelly Primary School.
Morgan is encouraging persons to come out and support Sunday's Junior Pan Fest.
For a very long time. Other attractions, of course, we start at 3, and the time we will start on time, seeing that, of course, we have a number of bands to judge. But we will start on time, 3 o'clock. It's only $5 for children, $10 for adults. And we encourage all persons to come and support the youth, come and support Pan in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, come and support your community, come and support your alma mater,